Hello,
Hello, hello.
how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are
We
you?
don't show, we don't show, we don't show. Where are they? Everybody come on board. Let's talk the talk. I see,
Exactly.
oh my guys, I can see all of you. Hey, Sodonu, thank you so much for the invite. It's good to be here.
Thank you, thank you. I think I am the one that should be saying thank you a lot because this means a lot to me. I recently discovered that camera confidence is one thing that virtually everybody in our time and
Yeah.
age are struggling with. Like they don't
Yes,
even know
so
it's a thing. They don't know it's a thing. They don't know that it's something. If somebody said, is it not just talking? And then I gave the person a script and then I shouted action and the person froze. And I'm like, okay,
bros,
so you see now that
you're
it's
looking for the
something.
voice.
It's a
Where is the
big deal.
voice?
Exactly. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I am super excited because I am joined by one of my favorite persons in the world. I mean,
It's not a small something.
yes. Okay, so we are going to start because this topic that we're going to be discussing today is something that is very, very dear to my heart, as I
Mm.
am known as the camera confidence chick. I help people to, overcome all of their camera fears. I see you. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. This conversation is going to really be insightful. So get ready, bring your pen, your paper, and then get ready to take out something that would help your brand, your
Mhm.
business, whatever you are. So at this point, I am going to be welcoming this amazing guest of mine, and he is no other person but we call him King E. So I'll let him do all the hypey things because I may not do it right if I if I
It's
start. So
fine.
King E, please, we want to know you better. Please, can
Yes,
we know
so
you?
you are asking me that you want to know me. That's serious, so but it's fine. My name is King E. uh, Emmanuel Macaulay Apenike. I'm a voiceover actor, voiceover coach. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and trust me, I like the camera. Okay, it's one of the places that I am at, aside being in the studio and working and training students
Mhm.
and content generally is what I like to do. Sometimes I think I don't give it enough time, but then
Yeah.
we're trying the most that we can. So I'm here. Thank you so much for the invite, and I'm super proud of what you're doing with this, right? And we're looking forward to global moves.
Yes. We are. Amen. Okay, so the topic we chose to discuss today is, like I said, something very dear to my heart. We are in such a space right now where
Why am I not hearing you? Is it me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you anymore. Please, guys, if you can hear me or her, because I can't hear what's happening. Let me look for. I can't hear you. Let's look for why. Let's look for the reason. And just chill.
hello, can everybody hear me now?
Aha, I can hear you now. Fantastic. You're back.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay,
Nah,
so we're not in control of the internet.
yeah, I
All
know.
right, so we are in such a space right now where you do not want to be lost in the well of stock images, or they put your content among people places that they don't even look at. You want your business, your product, or the service that you run to be out there. You want the moment you put out the content, somebody can say, oh, I know this person, or what this person is saying resonates to me. And you cannot put out audio messages all the time. We're in a space
Uh-huh.
where you have to show up on the social media space. You have to show them what you are doing. If your business
Mm.
is a service-based business, you have to show them behind the scene of how you do your business. You have to show everything, and this requires you to be in front of the camera. Now, we
Right.
discovered that a lot of people are so comfortable just running their business because they feel like we're still in that time and age where people will just walk past your shop and see King E and Sons establishment.
I
I
know,
walk in
right?
and walk in and ask you, oh, what are you into? And want to
Hmm.
patronize you. We've grown so fast. We have grown so fast away from that time. Right now, you have to put yourself on the digital space because there are a lot of people who you never knew you can reach out to, who, if you consistently put out something, you eventually reach out to and they become that customer that you've been praying for. We're in that time
Hmm.
and age. So we decided that today we're going to talk about video content, as we have noticed, like King E mentioned, that he is in the creative space, content creation space, where he's always putting out stuff. Now, he posted a video that really motivated me a long time ago, and he talked about, I'm also a voiceover actor, by the way. So, he posted a video and said, you think just because you're a voiceover artist, you sit down there, do your voiceover acting thing, and then put out the content, and people will just flood your gates and say, I need you on this job. You have to put whatever you are doing on camera so people can see you. So I'll let him, talk a bit about the importance of video content in the time that we are in right now.
Yeah. Thank you again. Right. I do not take any privilege like this lightly. So thank you so much. I consider it an honor to be here. All right. Now, when you talk video content, for me, I just think that first of all, I like to be. Let's try to balance it. Okay. Some people don't like to be on camera. Some people are fine with it. Some people don't think that it's important. Some people think that it is. All right. These things might never change. But the truth is that it's okay to not think that you want to be on the camera. Okay. But you can't rule out the fact that it is very important in this age and time, especially because of this growth, with technology that has to do, of course, with social media and all of those things. And then another thing that topped it or that made it really important right now is because of what happened in 2020. The pandemic came and there was a total change of things. So maybe it would have delayed for some time, but the pandemic sped it up. Okay. And because of that, right now it's important. So whether you love to be on camera or you don't, it's still important. It doesn't change. All right. So it's either you don't like to be on camera, but you need that content, or you need to sell your products, your ideas or services visually, then you're willing to pay someone to produce those videos, or you do it yourself. So if it's a business or an idea that you can't do or you can outsource to someone else, then it's high time you started to learn what it means to be in front of the camera. Now, I, for one, I have done this for quite some time. Okay, so to some extent, it's pretty easy for me to do. Okay, I'm talking right now. It's not like I did some too much preparations. What I will be sharing will probably just be the things that I've picked up along the lines of doing what I do. Okay. Now, if you're a young person, however, and your business is strictly online, like I said, it's either you do it yourself or you pay someone. But I know a lot of people who cannot pay someone else to do it. And at the same time, they don't know how to, or like, no, let me say they don't like to do it. It's not as if they don't know how to, because even if you don't know how to, you can learn to know how to. Okay. So the first thing is we need to establish the facts that whether you like it or not, if you're young and your business is on social media, it's important that you either know how to put out content or create content or be in front of the camera, or you're willing to pay someone else to do it. And if you have a business, from experience, I know, I remember when I started Noel's Haven, even voiceover workshop, the only thing that made me start both businesses were because I could create content. That was the first thing. Okay. Now, the first thing was because I could create content. The second thing was, of course, because I could create content, I was able to do videos, whether I was in front of the camera or not. But being in front of the camera does not only sell what you do, but also sell you.
True. True.
All right. Now, even with the algorithms, of social media, right now, we all know that videos have more attention. That even Instagram, TikTok, they pay more attention to videos. All right. So it's fine if you don't know how to do it right now, but it's not too late. You can still start. You can still do it. So if you have a small business or something that you're trying to grow and you want to show people, I think that the best way is to learn how to be in front of the camera. And as a voiceover coach for the past, coaching for the past over 3 years now. Been in the voiceover industry for over 10 years, but as a voiceover coach since the past 3 years, we always get people that will say, no, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I like to listen to my voice. No. I understand. Some of us, after we have written the exam, we don't want anybody to come and say, number two. It be like saying, now this one I mean the right answer. I don't like to hear it. So it's understandable to say, oh, I don't want to hear my voice. No, because please take it away. But the truth is that it will hinder your growth. Okay, so even as a voiceover actor, you realize that right now there are some jobs that come for you and your face is supposed to show. I know a couple of people who get the job and they are still the talents or the models that are used for the gigs. Okay, so I usually ask, you don't like the camera, so what if you get a client call you and say, I'm paying you 5 million naira, we want you to voice this and we want you to be the face that will sell it. You will say, no, I don't like camera.
I'm not a camera person.
You will be caned. So yeah,
okay,
it's important.
All right, so for the viewers who are not voiceover actors, he's laying so much emphasis on voiceover industry because he is the founder of voiceover workshop and media. He does voiceover trainings for people who want to take their voiceover talent to the next level. But we're going to be touching base on every angle of entrepreneurship this evening. We're going to be talking to people who, the truth is, you cannot have a business in today's world and you are not showcasing whatever business you have on social media. I'm tired of hearing, I am not a camera person. Oh, the camera is for a specific group of people. Or I don't like to stand in front of the camera. I don't like to see my face. I have a lot of people who say, I don't like to see my face. Just like you mentioned, I don't like to watch the video when I am done. Then someone comes to tell me that, oh, I made a mistake or I didn't say this very well. People have a lot of camera fears, a lot, which is actually making them to avoid coming to the camera. But let me take this conversation to the social media angle right now, talking about video content still. So by algorithm now, we have come to notice, because we've been putting out content, like he said, when you see people who are in front of the camera doing it with all of the confidence, you may think like there's this magic power that they have. They just, there's this button they have with them and they just put it on and it just goes straight. No, it's as a result of months and years of practice. You have to, it's not something you just start today, and like the popular saying that Rome wasn't built in a day. It's not something you start today and you just get it on the spot. No, it's years or months or weeks, putting in hours of work to get it done. But by algorithm now, we are made to understand that video content gets more engagement when it comes to social media now. video content gets more engagement. So I don't know if you take your mind back to early last year when TikTok came on board and everybody was on TikTok doing videos and doing dance and doing all those kind of things.
Mhm.
And TikTok was just on the rise. You know, the numbers were increasing and it sort of threatened Instagram a bit. And they decided
They are sitting up. They are sitting up. They are sitting up small, small.
Yes, they decided that they would take Instagram from an all media form platform just to become
Mhm.
a video platform where you put only your video content. So imagine you have a business and you're not talking about your business on social media. You're not showing behind the scenes of how you get your work done. You're not showing how to use your product. You're not talking about the services that you run. And you've been in existence for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You're actually missing out on a lot of clients that you would have gotten if you put yourself out there. So now you know, if you never knew before, now you know that video content actually gets enough, like more engagement. If
Yeah.
you think I am not saying the truth, make a post tonight and do just a picture post and watch, even if you have up to 400 followers, make a picture post and watch in the next 24 hours if you will have up to 1,000 views or likes. But if you put a video out there, even when you don't have so much following, you will see that your likes, the viewing, and all of that will increase because the platform encourages video content. And that's
Videos.
why it's
Mhm.
important. Yes, it's important that if you have a business, you're not on social media. I don't know where you want to sell. I really do not know where you want to sell. I mean, I have heard people say I have some fears. So let's dive into fears now. Because I'm
Mhm.
a camera confidence coach, I help entrepreneurs, personal brands to overcome camera fears. I like to let's talk about camera fears right now because I know there are a lot of persons on this call who might have, the person will feel like we're attacking him or her right now, that you have a business and you've not been putting out your content on social media. You probably feel like
Right.
I'm not photogenic enough, I don't have a good
Mm.
voice, or
Yeah.
I am afraid of making mistakes. People on the other end of the video will say, this person, why would you go and shoot a video? You don't even look nice. You get so people have a lot of fears. So can we talk about fears for a bit? Let's talk about, what do you think holds people back? What do you think are the reason why people have businesses but they just don't feel comfortable
Feel
enough to
right.
hold their camera and say, this is what
Mhm.
I do? So what do you think?
Well, before I even say anything on that, I want to just drawing from what you've said so far, the reason video is potent or is most effective is because video is audio, voice,
True.
and visual. Now these three things work powerfully. That's why you see that maybe people don't listen to radio as much as they used to back in the days. People don't pay attention to the television as much as they used to back in the days, except there's a specific reason they're going there.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are
Yes.
on social media. Okay. And the other thing is the easy access to social media. Everybody has a phone, or most people have their phones with them, and it's easy for them to just go online and see audio, music, voice, visual, all together in one. So the interest is there. That is why you have to pay attention to video, because naturally, of course, all right? And it takes more time. And if you want to pay for it, also more expensive, because better soup, na money 9 kilo. All right. So you have to understand that. Okay. So now when we talk about why some people do not succeed, I think you mentioned the first thing is just fear. Okay. Fear of the unknown, right? Overthinking. So sometimes some people, you have something and you are thinking about it so much. So it's like you're helping other people think.
Yeah.
Okay, you are helping other people think, oh, this one, what if this person thinks say no good? What will this person say? What will this? Right, we know that you're trying to sell a business, and a business, when you think about a business, is not just about you, but it actually starts from you. And sometimes people receive and accept and agree with what you portray as your business. Okay. And then some people have, yes, imposter syndrome. Okay. These are things that you can actually work on to help you grow, okay, with your confidence. And another thing I think is the mentality of people about video content. So a lot of people, when they hear video content, they think it's too expensive, they think it's too time consuming, they think it's impossible. All right. But one thing I've realized is that video content, for you to achieve video content as much as you can, is preparation. All right. It is you determining that, okay, I want to do this, and this. Okay, I'm taking 1 week, and in this 5 days, I will use 2 days or 3 days to shoot a couple of videos. And then people just see you putting things out, balling, say, this person, man, oh my Lord. Okay. So sometimes some people just feel, oh, this thing is too much for me to handle. It's expensive for me to do, and all of that, right? And because of that, they already created a wall even before starting. So they get excited about people, people stuff. So they watch content online, and they're like, oh, this guy is overwhelmed. This is fantastic, right? And then, of course, yes, being overwhelmed. So people see stuff that are so good, they're like, God, where will I start from? I remember one time that a student asked me, okay, sir, if all of you guys have done this magnitude of work, you have worked with these big brands, what will we now do? There's no point anymore. So sometimes it is like that. So you see all the fantastic videos. Some people, their light quality is so good, the camera quality, the sound quality is so fantastic, and you're just looking at your life. God, where will I start from? And because of that, you will go and leave it. Okay. Fear of criticism. Yes. So this point is also very important. Fear of criticism, not being good enough, knowing you have lots of people doing same business. Now I am going to say something about that specific thing. It's true, right? Which is the same thing I just mentioned. My students will be like, oh, you guys have done all of these jobs, these big brands and all of that. Now, where will we start from? Now you forget something. There was a time that I didn't have a single brand to my name or to my voice, as it were. Okay. Now, when it comes to, because some people are doing the same business, that is why we are different and unique. Now, your business, to a very large extent, is an extension of you, of what you can do, your behavior. So you go to some businesses, when you go to that business, you see all smiles. When you leave that place, you're probably smiling, or your heart is at peace. There's a high chance that the person that operates that business has that personality, and to a very large extent, they will reflect that in what they do.
Sure.
All right. And because we are very dynamic and unique, if you start a business, one of the things that your business should have is that uniqueness. So your content, even it's the same thing, should not be the same as someone else's own content.
Okay. Sure.
You just have to consistently find what will stand you out. It might just be one thing. It might just be how you place your texts. It might just be how you conclude. Now, let me shock you. At the voiceover workshop, there is a phrase: talk is cheap, but your voice can be expensive. Now, I started using that phrase at some time. Let me tell you right now, I've had several students who registered with us simply because of that phrase. I can't understand it. I totally can't. In my widest imagination, I never thought that would make someone say, oh, let me register with these people, because of talk is cheap, but your voice can be expensive. So sometimes it might just be something that you say that stands you out. All right, you have to just find an angle to your content, to your video creation. It might be the positioning of your video, of your camera. It might be how you're lighting, how you light up your room when you want to shoot that thing. It might be what's on your background. It might just be that's why people will love your content over any other person's own. And sometimes for me, I really am not, I'm not a big fan of competition. I most of the time I don't remember that there's anything like that. I just do my stuff and do me. All right. So half the time I am not trying so hard to outsmart anyone or put anyone down. I just want to be the best version. So when I'm putting out content, I'm also looking for ways to tweak a few things, to add a few things, so there should be a process. If you are afraid, it's okay. It's part of life. If it's a human behavior or feeling, right? But you have to first of all give yourself, the room to grow. Process.
Yes.
I believe in process. I say it all the time because even God operates in process. God does. You are not born as a human being, and that day you are talking, you are running, you are jumping, you are going to withdraw money from the bank. You are done from education. No, there's a process. There's conception. There's a process of growth. The child is born. There's a process from one stage to the other, from one stage to the other. Words will not be clear. Words will now be clear. One teeth will come out. The other one will come out. So there is that process going on. So even in your everyday and in your business, it's paramount that you pay attention to process. All right. Be willing to not get it right, and be willing to improve to getting it right. So even in your video content and all of that is important. You just want to try. You just want to keep putting it out, finding that one thing. It might be that one thing that just makes you different and makes you stand out. Yeah?
Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, I have heard a lot of fears. In the last couple of months, I have heard a lot of fears, to the point where somebody even said, I am not even afraid of standing in front of the camera. My major problem is I have finished recording the video. It's for me to post it out. I am sitting down and evaluating and thinking about what people are going to say when they eventually watch this video. Somebody may just reach out to me in my DM. You're supposed to be thinking positively, right? Somebody may just reach out to me in my DM and say, you're not supposed to post that video. Someone said imposter syndrome. Every time you have great content, and every time you think about these things that hold you back, you are wasting time and you're wasting resources, you're wasting money. Because that one content that you think, the only thing I want you to remember today is, it's not every time that the content you have to give out is for you. The content is for the audience. Allow them to be the judge. But when you become the judge first, and you now look at the video, my head did not.
You won't even know what they want at the end of the day, because you have judged the whole thing. You have scattered your mind, and all that.
You were so fine.
And part of criticism should also help you grow. Okay, criticism should also help you grow. Yes, it's not easy, to be honest. Okay, and another thing is, it's not also easy to want to put out videos and you don't get the kind of responses. Yes, as human beings, we want to sow, and there's germination and then reaping. Okay, so if you plant something, or if you're putting work into something, you want that appreciation, you want to see that growth happening and all of that. But one thing I've come to learn is that you have to be willing to be consistent. If you don't do that, it's sometimes not even, yes, quality and excellence is very important, but sometimes even in your video production, sometimes it's not entirely about how quality it is. It is about how consistent you are with it. You realize that some people, maybe it's not quality. Some people who really don't mind about quality will just say, okay, this guy, he put out things, not today, okay, but let's follow, right?
Somebody said, I have a video, I am still scared. Oh, this time he said, I have a video, I'm still scared to post though.
Please post it. Or look for someone. Just type the whole thing, right, and give it to your brother. Say, you see that post button? Oh yeah, press on. My eyes are closed. Press it. Try that.
Another
It might
one.
work.
I have some videos I'm afraid of posting. Post it, overthinking. Overthinking. Maybe there's one song they said overthinking, no, they solve problem. Overthinking would hold you back. Overthinking would hold you back. There are a lot of opportunities that you not doing taking this step is holding you back for real. Like we are in such a time right now that everything you put out there, it sells. It doesn't matter if only 2 people see it. Like if you're consistent enough and you come out as unique as you are, very soon, it's only a matter of time. Kingi was saying something here and I was just smiling because that's been like my mantra. I always like to take every step I'm taking like a child first. You will be born and then you will learn to sit. You will learn to crawl. You will learn to stand, walk, and then before you start running.
Don't forget that you will fall a couple of times.
Exactly. So tell me, all those times that you were learning how to walk, that you fell, did you tell yourself that in this life, because of that great fall that I fell,
that time bills never did, bills never did, bills not did that time.
Okay, bills never did that time.
No, bills never. You never know things, you know.
It's very important, really important that you start to develop that camera confidence now. Now, the truth is, there is no time that they will tell you is late, like you're too old for the camera. No, you have to start learning. How to, because you have something to sell. You cannot have a business as an entrepreneur, even if you're working 9 to 5. Do you know that in this time and age we are now, that the Zoom calls, Google Meet thing is a thing now. People are also.
It's not just a thing; it's a big thing.
A big thing. You see people in meetings and they are putting off their camera when their boss or the person anchoring says, "Put on your camera." You be hearing very.
No, they never make up. Lights not the where they did now. Why?
Network. They worry. My network is so bad. You cannot hear me. If I turn on my camera right now, everything will just go off. Or you just see all manner of drama just because of
fear of making mistakes when putting out a video. An example is my English isn't right. Okay, I'm going to say something about this. Now, first of all, I studied English education in Unilag, okay? But I had lots of delays before I got into school. So I was hustling and going to school. So school was just one of those things that I just wanted to do just for the sake of it. So results good and all of that, right? But I'm not very patient to read through my texts most of the time.
Okay.
So sometimes I make lots of mistakes with my English. My wife is the one that corrects me. So sometimes when I write, I give it to her, please, could you help me check it? She will come arrange the whole English. Sometimes I will post it and she will just come and tell me, babe, see, you are supposed to say and here, not hey. This English is not Chineke. I will not go and edit it. No, I'm just saying it as it is. There's nothing to be ashamed or afraid of. Just to respond to your English is not. Forget we understand. We did the same. So no, don't be afraid. All right, we are together. Siam Osaze, he said we are together, my brother. This English thing, English said they confused. The English is said no, say in no straight.
Confused.
So we don't be straight with the English. So it's fine. If you have someone in your family or your friends that can tell the person, say, I beg, let me check this thing, not verse.
Just that, yes.
So right now, most of the time, it's my wife that saves me. When I wasn't married, I was just making the English mistakes like that. I did not know. Okay, so I decided to marry someone that is more intelligent, we go school well, we cool down, go school, not be like me. And now, you don't balance life, not so, but when you know sabi one, the other person will help you balance now. My current struggle is where to use have and has. This is getting interesting. Don't worry, use that. Look for what's it called? Grammarly. Have Grammarly on your phone. It helps as well. Okay, it helps as well. Now to go marry who sabi English, I beg. If you have the opportunity, check where you go help the ministry. I am
Oh
speaking
my
from experience.
okay, okay. Nice, nice. All right, so we have a couple of we're going to give room because we're not going to give special timing for questions, yeah? So we have if you have questions, we're talking video content and camera confidence. So if you have
Mhm.
questions, you can just drop it. We'll read and address it. You know, we're not going to spend so much time here. We just decided to bring this conversation on. We didn't even know we're going to be this helpful because I see a lot of persons have already learned a lot in a short time. So if you have some questions, you can start dropping them on the comments and we'll address them as we go on. We don't have so much time, but we're going to try to address them as we go on. Now, let's delve into the camera confidence proper now. We have couple of persons who would throw in questions like, so you are saying that I shouldn't care so much about what my background look like or what I look like when I am, you know, doing my video or talking in front of the camera. How about me getting overwhelmed and then I have done a couple of content? Where do I start? Like, in this whole thing, this world that we are, where do I start to gain this confidence, you know, to start to do my video? Do I just pick up my camera and just shoot anyhow my background is and just shoot something out there? So where do I start?
Now, first and foremost, right? Let's establish the fact that, like I said earlier, excellence is a universal language. That's the fact.
True.
Uh, if you're able to get an excellent space, I mean, naturally, when you see a sweet spot, a sweet place, you will know
You know,
when
you
something is
know,
looking all right on point. You will know. There's
no.
really it's not a secret. You don't have to go to school to understand that. So if you have a place that is good, for me, I have my background is in a couple of things around the media space. So I have a kind of vast knowledge about light, sound, video quality, the kind of image to select, the kind of video to pick if I want to add video to my videos, voiceovers, video editing, graphics, and so to a very large extent, I usually don't have too much of a problem, except I just want to do the video and leave it. All right, you can see where I'm sitting. I could have sat any other place, but I sit down
True.
here. Everywhere looks soft. All right. Now, it's not because of anything, but when you see it, you know that to some extent I am serious about what I do. Okay. So the thing is that if you are able to, or if you have what it takes to have to shoot your video in a sweet place, the room is white, or you have a sweet background and there's no noise, everywhere is quiet, and the light is good, please go ahead. But if you don't, you have to experiment with different places to find the
True.
best spots. You have to also start learning to pay attention to quality. All right.
Very
Sometimes
true.
most of us
Very
don't use
true.
our videos. Now, let me tell you, this camera I'm using, there was a time when I just bought it, I'll just be using it, I'll take pictures. But not too long ago, I realized that if you just clean, of course it's a good phone, right? But if you pay attention to before you shoot, just clean the camera.
Your lens.
Hey, I was like, what's going on here? Just clean the lens. You realize that everything is sweet. So you have to pay
Yes.
attention to these things. Now you know when there's good light in your face. If you don't have a ring light or the room is not well lit, then you probably have to shoot during the day and go close to the window where there's reflection. So with that, you have good lighting. Okay, and just pray that your neighbors are not people who are hitting the roof during the day or putting on gem when there's light. Okay, and all of those things. So you have to pay attention to that. Now, how do you start generally? How do you start? Let's say you have a phone, it's good, you even have a good background. How do you then grow your camera confidence? Some people will hear me talking as if, okay, this is one of the places that but I grew up as a very timid child. So when you think about anything that children would do, any rough plays, any yapping each other, I didn't participate. I wouldn't climb a tree because I was afraid of falling. I would not ask any questions in class because I wasn't just confident enough. But at some point in my life, I told myself that this is not working. Because I knew there was something inside of me that wasn't coming out. So I started with even asking questions in class. So sometimes you are amongst your peers or your friends, and you're not even able to bring up a conversation or contribute to a conversation because it starts from there. You are thinking, what will they say? You know, maybe I know. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, if you don't know the topic, it's fine. If you talk football now, I won't respond to you because I don't watch football. I don't know anything about football. So I won't respond to you. But the thing is that I won't be afraid to tell you that I don't watch football. All right? So when you're talking with you, yes, because I don't feel bad about it. If I didn't grow up with football, I would not watch football. It's not a big deal. All right. So the thing is, you have to, first of all, this thing begins from your internal self. All right. Your mindset about the whole idea. So when you're able to tell yourself that I want to do this, then you start doing what? You start practicing. Practice makes usual. So with the more you practice, the more you get used to the thing. So it becomes like it's a normal thing for you after some time. Now, but when you pick up your camera, before you pick up your camera, you know that some people will just pick up camera and expect that magic will happen. No. Before you pick up your camera, prepare. What do you want to say, God? Do you know? Or you want to come and freestyle for us? So you are freestyling, your English is not smooth. The concept you want to sell is not clear. So we are bored already before we started watching. Prepare. Now, most of the time, some people think that when you talk preparation, you're talking, okay, write everything you want to say out in 1 minute. So, hi, my name is King E. Today, I don't come here. I say I want to tell you not this thing. But this thing where I want to talk, so how it go be? No, that's not what I'm saying. All right? Yes, write pointers, write things that help you remember the general idea of what you want to do, or what you want to say, rather. Okay? And when you have that, read through it, understand the concept. Okay? And then it's easy for you to talk on that topic without necessarily being afraid, because you have, to a very large extent, an idea of what you want to talk about. So, but when you decide to say, I want to do word for word, there's going to be a problem, because you may not be able to record as much as you want to, and you get tired, and you will not remember if you did cram. You know, as cramming day for school now, you cram. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, blah, blah, blah. You don't forget one line. Hey! It's not a problem. I remember back in the days, one time I was in a debating society. They say lingua franca is better than mother tongue. That's the topic of the debate. Oh my God. This lady came. Good day, Mr. Panel of judges, co-debaters, my blah, 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 fellow students. My name is this, and I want to protagonize the motion that lingua franca is better than mother tongue. She don't forget every other thing. Lingua franca is better than mother tongue. Lingua franca make us forget our mother tongue. Lingua franca, she couldn't move. So most of the time, let it not go and happen to you. All right? Exactly. So have a general idea, okay? Have a general idea of what you want to talk about, right? And then go with that. Now, that's one, prepare. Okay? Also, it's important to get in with the right mindset. All right? For me, I would think the right mindset is, what really do I want to achieve with this video? All right? You're thinking, okay, what kind of emotion do I want to carry? Some people don't know that. I mean, I could have come here, I've had a long day, been busy and all that, and then I'm like cold. I'm like, even if you're here, you're just here, but really just say, okay, now Kingi, make I just day. You understand what I mean? Make I just day, may not be like say I not day. All right. But then the mindset is I should not be telling you about camera confidence and I seem like I'm not confident in on
Enough.
camera. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Yes, I've been doing this for some time. I've interviewed several people, whatever. But then that's not even what's it called? That is not good enough. Whether I say that I've done all of that, but today I don't do it, it wouldn't make sense. All right. So the right mindset has to be what you reflect before you even record. Have the right mindset of what you're trying to achieve, and with that, it's easy for you. Now, make sure you have the right tools. Remember, now I also said that you have to start with what you have from where you are. Now, when it comes to camera confidence, the fact is that you can't do camera confidence without a camera. Let's even start there.
True.
So that's a tool. You have to have the right tool to do camera confidence, to record yourself. All right. So have the right tools. Now you realize that at some point, ring lights, lapel microphones became really hot cakes because people
Yeah.
wanted to get the right tools. Some of us will go as far as recording with the proper microphone and then blending the audio and the video, and you see the quality in the
sounds great.
voice, everything looking sweet and all that. All right. So you have good lighting, you have a good camera, and then your sound is on point and you're good. All right. So the right tools is important now, because sometimes even the right tools also give you some level of confidence. You know that what you're
True.
putting out there is good. It's
Very
just like some people who use iPhone, even though sometimes I think that it's just overhyped. I'm not, but then there's a level of confidence that's that gadget comes with. So you're using, that to a very large extent, your audio is probably fantastic. Your video is, even though they can't match Samsung, but no worry, that is a talk for another day. But then, some people go fight me for this body talk. Okay. So it's important for you to have the right tools. All right. To help you do well.
So let me chip in something. Now I'm going to be taking you back when you mentioned the right mindset. So I'd also like to chip in that there is something that comes with when you talk from a point of what exactly you're talking about. So there is a level of confidence you talk about the business that you do, the service that you render, that forces people, even when they wouldn't have listened to you, to listen, and not just listen, but believe you. Because you're talking from a point of view of, I know this thing. It's the confidence for me. Do you mean I know this thing? I know the product. Maybe I sell a pen, and I am telling you more. This pen does this. You can write, and this pen can fly on its own, whatever. But you're showing them. Now, what it does is they are watching this short video and they are seeing that you're constantly in their faces, telling them stuff about your business. Someday, somehow, when the person is thinking about, I want to do this, which brand or which particular person should I go to? The first person that will come to their mind is that face they've always been watching. That short video that,
top of mind,
no matter
of course,
how boring you look like, that video they've always been seeing. And it's not just about you being in their faces, it's the way you say it. You tell them that I sell this and I can do this and I've been doing this for a couple of years. And I also understand that overwhelming feeling that you see people who have been in front of the camera for a couple of years and they come and they do their video and it's looking top notch and you're thinking, where will I start doing this one? But just like he said, you can't sit there and say because people have been ahead of you, you will not start doing something. You need to get your camera and start doing something. You need to start putting out whatever business that you are running, because we're in a time where it's you rarely hear somebody say, okay, I'm looking for a brand that does this, and they're walking on the street looking for shops. People are online looking for businesses. They're looking for people who are putting out their stuff. And if you have a business and you're not found in that well, you will lose out. You're losing out on a lot of money. Somebody told me that the clients he's looking for are not online. I laughed something when no good that day.
It's possible. It's actually possible.
How can you say that?
It really just depends on the kind of business.
100%.
Yeah, not
Actually,
entirely, but
100%.
then yeah, I think for you to succeed in, yeah, that's why I said when I started, I said sometimes you just need to put a balance to these things, because people are offline and people are online. All right,
True.
and as a business that wants to be functional right now, I think one of the best things to do, let's agree that from your point of view, online doesn't make sense to you, but you need to
Mm-hmm.
understand the times and seasons, and then
That we're
ensure
in.
that your online presence is also functional just in
Mm.
case. Okay, there might be someone who knows someone that is not online that wants your product. So even though
True.
the person that is your target audience is not online, someone might be online that will see you and tell that person that is not online. All right. And as a
Exactly.
business, you want to try to cover all that. And to add to that, to what you were saying, I would say that you should know your industry, know your business, know, because that's another thing. So aside the physical things about being confident on camera, I think if you know
Mm.
your onions, it's easy for you to be confident and say what you want to say and sell it
True.
right.
True.
Right.
Because they're
So
going to be approaching you from the angle of being an expert in what you are doing. That's how
mhm.
people will see you, because you're saying it
Exactly.
from I know what I am saying because I am
Yes,
here, I have done
people
it.
need to see the confidence. That's why you see someone can lie to you. I say this all the time. I say someone can lie to you, but because of how confident they are, you believe them.
You
Say, this
believe.
guy, no, you know, if they lie confident like this.
It's the confidence for me,
No,
Jory.
no. You know, if they lie, that is what confidence can do. Now imagine that you're not lying and you're confident. All
True,
right.
true. Yeah.
So I have a few other points, but you want to ask something else?
Yes. So I very importantly, somebody is already asking. The first thing I need to do, apart from considering the background, which okay should be one of the things that I should look out for when putting out my video, is I have strong fear for the camera. Like it's as if this camera is like that elephant in the room, something that's going to swallow me the moment I put on the record button and start
Mm-hmm,
to record. So how do
mm-hmm.
I overcome my camera fears? How do I beat them? Nail them on the head and just do my thing, put out my
Right.
business. I have the
Mm-hmm.
content. I have so many things I want to share with my audience, but I am too scared of the camera. How do I overcome these fears?
Now the truth is that sometimes you need someone to help you, right? If you're unable to by yourself. But like I said earlier, your mind has to shift from where it is, from that place of fear. Another thing is that if you have someone that will teach you, train you, that you're accountable to, that will give you assignments and expect that you submit them
Which
and
is where
all
you
of
have
that.
me, which is where you
Right.
have
So
me.
the camera confidence chick is there. You can reach out to her. Definitely, she would help you through the process, because sometimes I think another thing is people want to grow, but they don't want to invest into the growth, and that will really slow things down. For you to, aside, like I already mentioned a few, yes, you have to practice, but sometimes it's just like you need therapy. Okay, you need someone to say, do this, give you assignments, and ensure that you submit them. And there's no magic to this thing. Is you putting your mind to it, you willing to practice, you willing to learn, you willing to grow, you willing to invest into it, and give yourself some slack, give yourself time to grow into being
Yeah,
confident.
celebrate your little wins.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And another thing you can do again is, you can first of all try to identify what are you afraid of. What's that big thing? What do you think the
Yes.
camera will do to you? Identify
Will
the
it open
fear.
up its mouth and swallow down?
Exactly, like some people on the call are already saying, someone is saying imposter syndrome, the other person is saying fear of criticism. If you're able to identify what your fear for the camera is, that's like a great step of overcoming
Start.
what that fear really is.
Mm-hmm,
So I know that
mm-hmm.
I am very scared. I am very scared of tapping on the record button, and I start to deal with that. So I don't tap on the record button, I don't record per se, but I just take the record button and play with it on a regular basis just to keep doing, my videos. And I watch and I see how I perform. I watch and I see how I grow. Before you know it, one day you will be in front of the camera and you'll be very bold enough to tap on the record button and you watch yourself do something. So identify what your camera fear is. That will help you to overcome your camera fears. All right, you have some more things to add?
Yes. I mean, I think that we've said a lot, right? But you need to understand that making mistakes is part of the package for you to be confident.
Exactly.
It's part of the package. I remember the time that people did a lot of duets of some videos, and as voiceover actors, a lot of people did duets, and I got feedback and all of that. And the truth is that some people recorded theirs like 20 times, 30 times before they posted the maybe one that they felt was okay.